So, do we have the team ready for today's meeting?
Yes, we are, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening.
Walaikum salam.
Hello, Dr. Nader. I am Amna Eisawi. I'll be moderating today's meeting, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
What does that?
So maybe in a couple of minutes, we're gonna start.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Zoom meeting. Today we will have different topics, and Dr. Amna and her team will be presenting. So when you have a minute, maybe Dr. Amna, you can share the agenda and then you can start the meeting. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Dr. Nader, for the introduction. I think we're ready, inshallah. Today we'll be presenting a variety of topics, starting with hospital medicine, and then we'll discuss other topics regarding how to write research using AI. We'll be sharing several tips, inshallah ta'ala. Our first presentation will be with Dr. Khalid. Inshallah, he will be talking about hospital medicine. Dr. Khalid, please feel free to start when you're ready.
Hi everyone. Welcome again to our group, page one group. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you well.
Is the screen obvious for everyone? Can you see it?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you. Our first topic today will be about hospital medicine. What we mean by hospital medicine is mainly inpatient care, and we are going to focus on the challenges that geriatric population face. So our objective will be first to identify the potential risks and challenges that hospitalized older adults face, along with the strategies to mitigate these hazards, and to define the never events, and to highlight the innovative care models designed to enhance the outcome for older patients during hospitalization. A brief introduction. As I mentioned, we are going to focus on inpatient care. So we are going to talk about the care that is provided to patients who are admitted to the hospital for an extended period of time, requiring close monitoring and treatment. People age 65 years or older, also named as geriatric patients, who make up about 15% of US population, accounts for 35% of acute care hospital admissions, which is more than their percentages in the population, and nearly half of the hospital expenditure for adults. And this is not because they have costly invasive procedures, but it's mainly due to the frequency of admission and the complications they are prone to during hospitalization. Again, older adults older than 65 years old account for 50% of ICU admissions and also almost 60% of total ICU days in the US. Hospitalized older adults face unique risks due to age-related vulnerabilities. Common causes of hospitalization in older adults include cardiovascular conditions such as heart failure, acute coronary syndrome, and arrhythmias. Respiratory conditions including exacerbation of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, falls, and fractures, including mainly hip fracture and other fractures, infections, mainly urinary tract infection, pneumonia, and sepsis, endocrine and metabolic disorders, mainly diabetes complication and kidney diseases, cancer-related conditions, neurological conditions, mainly stroke and delirium, dehydration and electrolytes imbalance, and surgical conditions. Hazards of hospitalization. Hospitalization poses significant risk to older adults due to the age-related physiological changes, multiple comorbidities, and the hospital environment itself. We are going to mention certain hazards here. Unfortunately, during the upcoming Saturday meetings, certain of these topics will be visited in a prolonged way. First, we are going to talk about delirium, falls, pressure ulcers, infections, suboptimal pharmacotherapy, hospital-associated disability, malnutrition, dehydration, and sleep disturbances. Starting with delirium, delirium is a sudden change in mental status characterized by confusion, reduced awareness, and impaired cognition, commonly triggered by infection, medication, or unfamiliar environments. It's fairly common as it occurs in 29% to up to 64% of hospitalized patients, but recognized in only 12 to 35%. Delirium has three main subtypes: the hypoactive, the hyperactive, and the mixed. And the problem is mainly with the hypoactive subtypes because it's generally missed due to the hypoactivity that is associated with the disease process. The screening for delirium can be used confusion assessment method. Prevention is mainly through early identification of high-risk patients and mainly those with cognitive impairment. Another risks that is associated with delirium are sleep deprivation, immobility, visual impairment, hearing impairment, and dehydration. Treating pain and infection. as early as possible, detecting and correcting any urinary retention, fecal impaction, and metabolic abnormalities, orienting the patient regularly, reintroducing the staff, maintaining a clock or calendar in the view, minimizing medications that are associated with an increased risk of delirium, such as sedatives and anticholinergics. Also, encouraging mobility to ensure the proper hydration. Please, can anyone confirm that you are hearing me well and the screen is obvious?
Yes, we can hear you well, and the screen is very clear.
Okay, thank you. Hospital-associated disability is our second hazard for hospitalized older adults. About 1/3 of patients older than 70 years old are discharged with a disability that was not present 2 weeks before admission, a condition referred to as hospital-associated disability or HAD. SOE stands for strength of evidence. Plus A means that it's very strong. The risk factor for hospital-associated disability include the age, the number of dependencies in ADL and IADL. ADL stands for activity of daily living, which include basic care tasks such as bathing, dressing, and eating. And IADL stands for instrumental activities of daily living, which include complex activities needed for independence living, such as managing medication, cooking, shopping, transportation, etc. The mobility 2 weeks before admission, metastatic cancer or stroke, severe cognitive impairment, and hypoalbuminemia are also risk factors for hospital-associated disability. Prevention is mainly through encouraging the elderly, early and frequent ambulation, providing physical and occupational therapy, promoting patient participation in self-care activities. Moving to another hazard, suboptimal pharmacotherapy, which include all the mistakes in prescribing, dispensing, administering medication, often due to polypharmacy or altered drug metabolism in older adults. Prevention include performing a thorough medication reconciliation upon admission and discharge. And highlighting this point, it's important to include in this reconciliation all the drugs that are taken either with a prescription or without prescription, so that the procedure that is required for following up with this medication is done appropriately. Secondly, the evidence-based approaches for reducing inappropriate prescription include Beer criteria and stop star. Let's talk a little bit about this. The Beer criteria is a guideline developed by the American Geriatric Society to identify potentially inappropriate medications in older adults. It consists of a list of medications to avoid in older adults due to the high risk of side effect or low benefit risk ratio. One of them is famous, that anticholinergics and others. STOP stands for Screening Tool for Older Person Prescription. It's somehow similar to Beer criteria. It identifies a potential inappropriate medication similar to Beer criteria, but with more details. START stands for Screening Tool for alert to right treatment. It highlights the under-prescribing by identifying conditions that would benefit from evidence-based treatment, such that if you have somebody with cardiac disease, he will benefit from statins, so you should prescribe statins. Adjusting the dose based on age and kidney function is another strategy to prevent suboptimal pharmacotherapy, and educating the staff and patient about medication risk, and finally, consulting with the clinical pharmacist improve pharmacotherapy with the strength of evidence class A. Another risk, which is going to be one of the agenda of the upcoming Saturday meetings, is falls. So we are going to talk about it briefly. Among older adults, the falls rate in the hospital range from 6 to 16 per 1,000 patients days. Prevention of falls is critical, as falls constitute one of the never events that we are going to talk about later. Conducting a full risk assessment for fall risk is essential upon admission. Implementing a fall prevention protocol such as non-slip footwear, bed alarms, and so that the patient, if he gets up of the bed, we take an alarm. If he need anything, he can alarm us to come and help. Removing the environmental hazards, including clutters, poor lighting, etc. Engage in the physical therapy to improve the strength and mobility when needed, and minimizing medication that associated with falls, as we mentioned earlier, for example, sedatives. Another one of the never events that should never occur in a hospital environment is pressure ulcers, also known as bed sores. It's an injury to the skin that and the underlying tissue that is caused by prolonged pressure, particularly in immobile patients, which is common among elderly. They are painful and associated with longer stays and delayed return to function. Risk factors for developing pressure injuries include older age, low body weight, physical and sensory impairment, incontinence, malnutrition, and conditions that impair circulation. Prevention include regularly repositioning the patient, using pressure relieving devices such as special mattresses or cushions, maintaining skin hygiene and hydration, and assessing skin integrity at least daily. Another topic that is gaining so much importance nowadays in hospital is infections in general. Infections in the hospital, in hospitalized adult, commonly referred as hospital-acquired infections, are infections that occurred during the patient's stay in a healthcare facility and were not present or incubating at the time of admission. Examples include catheter-associated urinary tract infection, which are going to take in details because it's one of the never events that should never occur in a hospital. Ventilator-associated pneumonia, surgical site infection, and central line-associated bloodstream infection, and others. Older adults are particularly vulnerable due to weakened immune response and multiple comorbidities. Infection prevention strategies include hand hygiene, use of aseptic techniques for the aseptic procedures, limiting invasive devices and removing them as soon as they are no longer needed. We won't lie to highlight these points as it's one of the most important and most ignored points. Early mobilization, isolation protocols, environment cleaning, and patient education, among with others such as antibiotic stewardship. Antibiotic stewardship is also gaining so much importance these days due to the common resistant bacteria that are going to result from inappropriate antibiotic prescribing. What I want to highlight in infection is the urinary catheter use and catheter-associated urinary tract infection, as it's one of the never events. Older age is a risk factor for urinary catheter-associated bacteriuria, and the most important modifiable risk factor is the duration of indwelling catheterization. The incidence of bacteriuria is 3 to 8 per catheter day. The most effective way to reduce catheter-associated urinary tract infection is to limit the urinary catheter use to those with a clear indication and to remove the catheter as soon as it's no longer necessary. And in my opinion, I would like to say that not inserting a catheter is like a win-win-win-win for every party and every one of the others that we are mentioning, as not implementing or inserting a urinary catheter will enforce the patient to move to the bathroom, go there and move, maintaining his function, reducing the incidence of delirium and reducing the incidence of associated disabilities and reducing the incidence of any other hazard we are mentioning here. So like it's the most important thing to do is not to insert a urinary catheter unless it's extremely necessary. Doing a surgery is not a clear indication for urinary catheterization. Also, measuring the urinary output is not an indication for urinary catheterization, as we can measure it by another ways. Moving to malnutrition and dehydration, inadequate nutrition or fluid intake during hospitalization is associated with an increased risk of complications, length of stay, readmission, dependence, and institutionalization and death. By institutionalization, we mean that remaining in the hospital or being discharged to another place but home, like nursing home or another facility that he is also dependent on others. Prevention is through conduction of a comprehensive nutritional assessment upon admission and regularly throughout the hospitalization, including a functional assessment to evaluate the patient's ability to eat independently and identifying any swallowing difficulties. Addressing any underlying medical condition that may contribute to malnutrition or dehydration, such as infections, depression, chronic disease, and gastrointestinal disorders, ensuring that the patient receive adequate calories and protein to meet their functional needs, monitoring fluid intake and output regularly, and engaging a dietitian for patients at risk for malnutrition. Moving to sleep disturbances, over one-third of hospitalized older adults have trouble sleeping in the hospital. This disruption includes both an intrinsic and extrinsic factors. By intrinsic, we mean underlying medical illness, mood disorder, medication, and drug withdrawal. And extrinsic factors include low daytime light levels, noise, the frequent measuring of vital signs, phlebotomy, medication, and administration. Sedatives provide a poor benefit to harm ratio and should not be used unless it's extremely necessary, so that the sleep deprivation in the hospital is the best managed by non-pharmacological ways, which include like optimization of the environment, reducing the noise, dim lights, and adjusting the room temperature, minimizing the interruption, promoting the relaxation using deep breathing techniques, guiding smooth music if necessary, encouraging physical activities like daytime exercise, avoiding evening exertion, addressing pain and discomfort, ensuring the pain is well managed before bedtime hygiene, including offering warm baths or established claiming bedtime routines, limiting the stimulants, avoiding caffeine, personalized environment if necessary, including familiar items like blanket or photos, etc. Addressing important issue in geriatric population. These are several topics that require special emphasis in geriatrics. Cognitive impairment. Dementia patients are hospitalized 3 times more than those without dementia and requiring longer stays, more nursing care, and are at higher risk for delirium, functional decline, and nursing home discharge. Assessment, we have several assessment tools for dementia, including many cognitive function assessment, St. Louis University mental assessment, and mini Montreal cognitive assessment, mini mental state examination. Addressing reversible causes is important, treating the pain and evaluating the decision-making capacity of the patient. One of the challenging things in dementia patients is that their feeling of pain may not be reliable, as they may indicate higher than the pain that they are actually feeling or lower, so that if the assessment is inappropriate, we are not advising with patient control analgesia. So instead, it's better to use the scheduled analgesia for those patients. It's better than as needed medication, and we have to also anticipate the opioid side effect like constipation. Also, the physician during the discharge planning should make or perform a comprehensive multidisciplinary assessment to identify which impairments are his patient suffering from, and to predict the impact of on the person's ability to cope at the home environment. Another topic that require emphasis is depression, which is common among older patients. Its prevalence is from like 8 to 45%, and it's prognostically important but often unrecognized. Screening is by PHQ2, which include 2 questions, mainly the main symptoms of depression. Are you feeling down, depressed, or hopeless? Have you lost interest in activities addressing the anhedonia? If the screening is positive, we have to make a formal evaluation. Treatment, unless it's frankly psychiatric depression, the treatment during hospitalization is not necessary, but it's critical to follow up as soon as after discharge. Pulmonary embolism and deep vein thrombosis. Older patients are less likely to present with typical symptoms of pulmonary embolism. They are going to feel mainly dyspnea. So despite elderly patients developing inpatient DVT more frequently than non-elderly patients, less than 50% receive DVT prophylaxis. So it's crucial to make a risk assessment, improve or Geneva score, whichever risk assessment to be done. Prophylaxis is pharmacologically by low molecular weight heparin, unfractionated heparin, or fenduparinors for the acutely ill patient at high risk of DVT. Another option is to make a mechanical prevention or prophylaxis in patients with active peptide ulcer disease, recent bleeding, or low platelet count. Moving to our second main objective is never events. Let's talk a little bit about how Medicare pay for hospitals to get an insight on never events. Medicare payment for inpatient care is based on diagnoses and procedures that are assigned to a diagnosis-related group, also known as DRG codes. I'm going to tell a scenario. Before October 2008, what was happening is that you have a patient as a hospital. Let's say he has a cerebral malaria. So when you are admitting, he is assigned by his clinical features and diagnosis to category, let's say category B. So Medicare, which will pay for me like $2,000 for each category B patient that is admitted to the hospital. And if the patient, this patient, for example, have a complication like bed sores, it will increase the cost on the hospital, so it will report it to the Medicare, and it will move the patient to another class, let's say class A, which will receive like 3,000 per admission. This was the scenario before or prior to October 2008. So the hospital received greater reimbursement for the care for patients who developed complications that led to costlier DRG group. But in October 2008, the CMS mandated non-payment for hospital-acquired never events. And by definition, never events are the events that should never occur in a hospital setting and are defined as they have high cost or high volume due to the frequency and result in reassignment to a higher reimbursement DRG when designed out diagnosed as secondary diagnosis. So they were not present before the hospitalization, and the patient acquired them during hospitalization. And the most important point that they are reasonably preventable through application of evidence-based practice. So now, after October 2008, if the if the patient developed one of the never event during hospitalization, he will not be assigned to another DRG group, and even that the hospital may be penalized for having a never event occurring at the facility. So they have main seven categories for the never events. For example, we have the first category is the surgical events. For example, performing a surgery on the wrong side, wrong leg, for example. Another category is patient protection event. For example, a patient developing a stage 3 pressure ulcer during his hospital stay. Number 3, product or device event. For example, a patient experiencing complication due to malfunction in medical device. 4, care management events. Example, administering the wrong medication to the patient. Number 5, environmental events. For example, a patient being burned by hot equipment. Radiological event. For example, the patient or a staff member being injured by a metallic object brought to the MRI room. Another category is criminal event. For example, a patient being sexually assaulted by a healthcare worker. The three main never events for which the older hospitalized adults are at greater risk include injurious falls, stage 3 or 4 pressure injuries, and catheter-associated urinary tract infection, and we talked about them during speaking about hazards. Moving to our third objective for today, the models of care for older hospitalized patients. These are systemic approaches designed to improve the hospital care and outcome for older adults, focusing on their unique needs. Each of these models addresses a specific challenge faced by older hospitalized patients, aiming to improve their care, preventing complication, and enhancing their quality of life. Their implementation depends on the patient needs, the hospital resources, and the care team expertise. Uh, let's start by geriatric evaluation and management unit. If I am to speak a single word about this model is multidisciplinary team. So it's composed of a multidisciplinary team. It's not regarded as an environment or any other. So it's a specialized hospital unit focused on comprehensive geriatric assessment and management. It's used for frail elderly patients with complex medical and functional needs. Let's say a patient having like a heart failure, it's a patient. He needs like physical therapy, and he will need like help with diet, help with any other things. So we assign a multidisciplinary team composed of a geriatrician, a nurse, a social worker, therapist, like physical, occupational, speech, etc., pharmacists, and dietitians. It's generally used for stroke patients. So how it works, the patient undergo a detailed evaluation of medical function, psychological and social needs, and there is an individualized care plan developed with the involvement of the patient and their family, and the regular team meeting ensure the coordinated care. The strengths of evidence of the positive outcome demonstrated include the less functional decline, a lower risk for institutionalization after 1 year, but there was no benefit in the mortality readmission and length of stay. Another model that we have is acute care for elderly, or acute care for elders unit. If I'm going to speak a single word about this model is the environment. So it's a hospital unit designed for or designed to provide the age-friendly care in a supportive environment for older adults. It have like a section in the hospital, like a floor or something, designated to be age-friendly to help to mitigate these risks and hazards we talked about earlier. The composition is like also a mini multidisciplinary team from geriatrician, advanced practice nurses, pharmacists, and social workers. It's specially designed for specially designed physical environment is necessary component of this unit, including handrails, uncluttered spaces, large clothes calendar for orientation, and the goal is to prevent functional decline, to reduce the hospital complications such as delirium and falls, and to promote a smooth transition to home for longer long-term care. The outcome demonstrated by the strength of evidence class A was less functional decline and institutionalization, improved satisfaction, and somewhat shorter and less expensive hospitalizations, only modest different in active daily life function. Another models that we have include hospital elder life program. Let's talk a little bit about it. So hospital elder life program, health program, it's a program designed to prevent delirium and functional decline in hospitalized older adults. It's composed of health staff, which consists of trained volunteers and nurses, geriatricians. The intervention targeting mainly delirium risk factors such as cognitive impairment, immobility, and dehydration. The goal is to maintain the cognitive and physical functioning during hospitalization and to enable a safe and timely discharge to home. How it works, the volunteers engage patient in activities like conversation, reading, and therapeutic exercises. The staff ensure that the patient is properly hydrated and the proper nutrition and mobilization. It's used mainly for preventing of delirium. Surgical co-management is composed of a surgical team and geriatrician team. So the surgical team, surgeon and the anesthetist, and the geriatric team for geriatrician and nurses. The goal is to optimize the surgical outcome by addressing geriatric risks such as delirium, polypharmacy, frailty, and to minimize the complication and enhancing the recovery. How it works is a pre-operative assessment by the geriatrician to identify the risk and optimize the health before the surgery, and a shared decision making for pre-operative and post-operative care. So focusing on pain management, mobility, and delirium prevention. When it's done for older adults undergoing elective or emergency surgeries, especially high-risk patients. The last one, the nurse improving care health system elders, the niche. It's a nurse-driven program to improve the hospital care for older adults across the entire health system. The composition is from nurses trained in geriatric principles. So it's mainly focused on nurse and training them for geriatric patients, focusing on capacity building within the hospital through education, protocols, and tools. The goal is to improve the outcome for hospitalized older adults by enhancing nurses' knowledge and care for practice. How it works is providing training for nurses for topics like delirium prevention, fall risk reduction, and the end-of-life care, implementing evidence-based protocol and guidelines across the hospital. When it's done, it's used as a system-wide program in hospital to ensure high-quality geriatric care. That brings us to the end of our slides about hospital care for today. Thank you very much. If you have any question, please ask.
Thank you very much, Dr. Khalid, for the clear and nice presentation. It was very informative. Please, if anyone has questions for Dr. Khalid, feel free to ask either in the comments or if you want to open your.
Feel free to ask.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khalid. This is great presentation.
Thanks, Dr. Nader. Thank you, everyone, for listening to our topic today. I think if no question, we can move to the second topic. Thank you.
Okay, everyone, thank you for listening. Now, since it looks like there are no more questions, we'll be moving to the next topic. Our next topic is how to write a paper in a weekend using AI. It will be presented by Dr. Abeer and Dr. Hibatallah. They will both be presenting the topic. I'll just share the screen. Screen. Okay, Dr. Abeer and Dr. Hibatallah, please start when you're ready.
Hey, Dr. Esma, thank you. But can you please put it on slideshow so it's better and clear?
Can you see the slideshow now?
Yeah.
Dr. Abeer?
I apologize, I was on mute the whole time. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Esma. Good morning, good evening, everyone. I hope you all are having a great day today. Thank you for having us today. My name is Dr. Abeer Hajari, and today I'll be with my colleague, Dr. Hibatallah Talal, and we'll be guiding you through how to write a paper in a weekend using AI. So I believe this would be like a really important topic as we're all struggling with writing papers and getting as many publications as we can. So hopefully today you'll learn how to write them using AI. So starting off with the introduction, staring at a blank page can be pretty intimidating, especially when you have no clear direction or idea. Questions like, where do I start, or what should I focus on, often block the progress. Many researchers, especially busy professionals, students and doctors like us, for example, feel paralyzed by the sheer volume of work involved. In today's fast-paced world, information overload can overwhelm researchers. Time constraints often lead to rushed work, affecting quality. So in this presentation, we will explore how AI can streamline the research writing process, making it more efficient and effective. So understanding the research process, laying the groundwork. We have to first organize before you write and target your weak spots first. Writing a research paper requires proper planning and a substantial amount of time and effort. This can be very daunting, especially when you have to get everything done over the weekend because of deadlines, a problem that we all struggle with. So procrastination. Delaying tasks can make writing a research paper feel overwhelming, but how do we overcome this? We first need to shift our mindset. So instead of focusing on the entire paper, we think of small achievable tasks. On days when we're not feeling motivated, we can start with low effort work, like tackling small, simpler tasks such as collecting citations and formatting references, or for example, creating an outline or brainstorming ideas. And AI tools can help us by simplifying these tedious tasks. For example, we can use AI to generate an initial draft or organize our research, automate formatting and citation collection with reference managers like Zotero. Consistent small efforts prevent last-minute panic, and you'll feel really accomplished and build momentum even on low energy days. So first, we have to lay the foundation. We have to first define the scope and ask ourselves, what is the purpose of the paper? Are we writing a case report, review, or clinical study? And then who are the audience? Are we targeting specialists, general readers, or just students? For example, we're writing a case report on rare diseases, and our target here, for example, could be specialists or general readers. Step 2, we gotta gather resources. For example, search PubMed, Google Scholar, or Scopus for articles. Use connected papers to map related research, and we can organize PDFs using Mendeley or Zotero. Very importantly, we have to create a skeleton outline. For example, in the introduction, we ask ourselves, what is the problem and why is it important? And then for the methods, we ask ourselves questions like, what was done or how was it done? And then for the results, what was found? And for the discussions, we have to start by asking ourselves, what do these findings mean? And for the skeleton outline, we need to keep it simple, as we're just like gathering thoughts and brainstorming. And later on, AI will help us expand later on these thoughts we're having. And then step 4, which is very importantly, is set realistic goals. We have to allocate specific tasks to time slots. For example, we say, in the morning, we start by saying, I want to draft introduction using AI, depending on the timeline we're having. So understanding the role of AI, what is AI? AI, or artificial intelligence, encompasses technologies that enable machines to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. What is the importance of AI in research writing? So AI tools assist in enhancing productivity, improving writing quality, and facilitating data analysis. And as we delve deeper, we'll explore how these tools, they're different, can be integrated into various stages of research for optimal results. Dr. Hibatallah Hamid will carry on explaining how each AI can help us with the different sections I mentioned earlier. Hope you all enjoy it. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Hibatallah, and I'll be continuing from where Dr. Abeer stopped. So I'll be talking about the AI tools used to simplify research writing. First, when we try to choose which AI tool we need to use, we should start first by knowing which part we're working on, as different tools work on different sections in your research. As you can see, when we're dealing with the writing part of our research, we're going to use the writing tools such as ChatGPT and Jasper AI, where ChatGPT helps us to draft sections, refine the content, and Jasper AI is more advanced. It's customizable for writing for professionals. When we want to edit our grammar and style, we can use AI such as Grammarly or Quillpot, where Grammarly enhances our readability and grammar, and Quillpot will help us in paraphrase and improving the sentence structure itself. Finally, we can also use AI tools to help us in reference management. Such tools are Zotero and EndNote. Zotero helps us in tracking and formatting citations, and EndNote will help us in advanced citation management. As you can see, both tools have most tools have free or paid versions, and when we want to compare between the free and the paid tools, we can see that the free tools offer sufficient functionality for most of the tasks, but the paid versions will enhance the efficiency with a faster processing and more advanced features within them, but we can still use the free tools as well. So now we're going to talk about how AI helps in each section separately. So first of all, in the title and the abstract, we can use ChatGPT, where it can suggest engaging titles and summarize the key points into an abstract as well. In the introduction part, ChatGPT also helps us to create background paragraphs by feeding it our research question. When we come to the literature review part, it helps us identify gaps in existing literature efficiently, as well as summarizing the findings from multiple studies simultaneously. And this allows us to allocate more time to critical analysis rather than manually doing each part of the search and the summarization as well, especially in bigger researches like meta-analysis. Can we go to the next slide? So in the methods part, it helps us describe protocols or statistical methods clearly by inputting the key terms into the ChatGPT. When we come to data collection, web scraping tools such as Scrappy can collect large databases from online resources, reducing the manual effort to do so. And at the same time, we can use it for data analysis, where we use AI algorithms such as regression analysis to analyze complex data sets. And this helps to identify patterns and generates insights that will be difficult to screen manually. So when we come to the results part, AI can help organize findings into readable formats and even draft figures and captions from our results. And as for the discussion, we can use it to generate comparisons with the existing literature or summarize clinical implications. Finally, in referencing, as we said earlier, tools like Zotero can integrate directly with your Word or your Google documents for seamless citation management, and this helps save a lot of time. After we went through the whole process of writing our research, we need to make sure that to keep in mind the ethical considerations that come with the use of AI. So the ethical use of AI. First, we should avoid plagiarism by we rewrite AI-generated content in our own words and verify it with credible sources to ensure originality. Dr. Amna will be talking more about paraphrasing with the use of AI in the next presentation. And the second point is to maintain academic integrity, using AI as a tool to enhance your work, ensuring your expertise and critical thinking guiding the paper rather than the AI itself guiding the paper. Can we move to the next slide, please? And always remember that AI is not here to replace you. It's here to amplify your expertise and make your life easier. The next slide, please. And in conclusion, writing a research paper in a weekend may seem like a daunting task, but with the help of AI tools, it's entirely possible to streamline the whole process. By leveraging AI-powered search engines, automated outline softwares, writing assistants, and proofreading tools, you can effectively gather the information, structure your paper, and improve the overall quality of your writing. And this concludes our presentation. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Abeer and Dr. Hibatallah, for your nice presentations. It was very informative. Please, if we're going to wait for a couple of seconds. If anyone has questions or inputs, please feel free to do so. Okay, I don't see any questions, so we can move on to the next presentation. I will be presenting the next presentation, which is about how to paraphrase using AI without getting detected. Give me a second to share my presentation. Can everyone see my screen?
We can see it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so my topic for today is how to paraphrase using AI without getting detected, how to do it ethically. My name is Amna Eisawi. I'm an MBBS graduate, and I'm originally from the Indigo One team. Okay, so today we will be giving a brief introduction, inshallah, and then we'll go talking about the process step by step, what to do firstly, which is understand source material, and then how you can go on from there. And then I'm going to give some tips about how to be ethical about it. Okay, so paraphrasing involves rewriting source material in your own words while maintaining the original meaning. Tools like AI can assist in automating and enhancing the paraphrasing process. However, it must be used ethically. Ethical use requires avoiding direct copying, either from the original source material or directly from AI, and it also involves properly citing the sources that you got the information from. Okay, so moving on to a step-by-step guide for paraphrasing using AI, giving a specific example, which is Genie AI, how to use it to paraphrase. First of all, you have to understand the source material. This is a given, because if you want to copy an idea and not ethically kind of steal the exact wordings of the article or of the original article, you have to understand what you're writing. So first of all, read and comprehend the text thoroughly, and then after that, take notes on key ideas, paraphrase those key ideas and concepts, and move on from there. Second step is that to use reliable AI tools. For example, you could use Genie AI, Genie.ai. The steps that you would do is to highlight the text, select and paraphrase, select the text basically, and then you select the paraphrasing option in the AI command, and then you would generate the paraphrased content. I'm going to give you a video that has a practical demonstration of what you would need to do. Okay, so as you can see in the video, the writer is paraphrasing the text that she wants to change. You can see when she selects it, she would have options coming here and at the top. Then you can use the AI commands. The AI commands, you have different options. As you can see, one is paraphrase, one is simplify. You can make the selected area or the selected paragraphs shorter or longer. You can also translate them. For this step, we would focus on the paraphrase function. You choose the paraphrase function, and then you can tell it whether to make the tone academic or casual or persuasive or bold or friendly. For the sake of this example, because we're talking about research, the instructor is going to choose the academic paraphrasing option. Then the AI would start working on paraphrasing it, and then you can see that it's writing and rewriting basically the paragraph you selected, and because the instructor chose the academic tone, it's a bit lengthy. You can see, and then you can choose to either replace the section, insert below, or try again or discard. Okay, moving on to the next step, which is proofreading and editing. Now, we started by telling the AI device or the AI software to paraphrase the sentence or the specific paragraph for us. However, AI tools are not perfect. So we have to do our own proofreading and we have to do our own editing to give it that humanized tone and humanized look. So it's more coherent and it's more consistent and consistent with what you have written previously in your paper. However, even though you would need to do some editing on this part, you can also use AI to proofread, which is basically to check for grammatical and punctual mistakes. Now here's another video with instruction on how to do that. So as you can see here, the Jenny.ai shows you what it assumes to be a grammatical, and I'm going to explain why I said assume, but what it assumes to be a grammatical or spelling mistakes. First, set the English that you want to work with. As you can see here, it has it's using the UK English. That's why the words like tumor and metastasization are underlined as wrong spelling. So it would make a difference, obviously, if you choose UK English or US English or any other subtype of English language. And then it shows you what's really good here is that it shows you the spelling changes and the punctuation changes. And it gives you kind of room to see if this is an actual mistake or if it's a word that's academic and that's spelled correctly, but it's not available in the the AI cannot detect that it's the correct academic word and just marks it as an incorrect spelling. So you can change the spelling and you can do the proofreading easily using Jenny at .ai as well. Okay, moving on to the next step, which is refining the text. Now you have paraphrased your text. You have done the proofreading. Now comes the refining of the text. You can refine the text through changing sentence structure or synonyms, or using synonyms without altering the meaning. So you can change certain words and use similar words. You can shorten or expand the text. That's another feature of Jenny.ai that you can use. So if you feel that a certain paragraph or a certain sentence is repetitive and you want to tone it down, you want to shorten it, you can do that. If you feel certain area was not well explained, you can also do that and expand on it. Again, here is a video of how to do that. First, you start by highlighting the text, then using AI command, you would choose the make shorter or make longer option, and then the AI function would start writing or rewriting rather the shorter version of what you selected or the longer version. Obviously, after that, again, because AI is not perfect, you have to again reread the part that the AI had written for you, and to see if there is any inconsistencies or if it's not coherent enough, you can edit it. Okay, finally, avoid plagiarism. As Dr. Hibatallah explained in the previous slides, avoiding plagiarism is extremely important in order to maintain ethics while writing your research. You can avoid plagiarism using detection tools to confirm the originality of what you had written. Of course, you can recycle ideas, you can recycle concepts and write them in your own words. It's just that to make sure that you did not copy the exact wording to an extent from another source directly. So make sure to make multiple edits to distance the new text from the original material. Now, when it comes to avoiding plagiarism, it's also convenient that Jenny.ai has a function in which you can check the plagiarism, which can be checked from this icon. You can check your content for plagiarism. It can take a few minutes, which it require you to wait a bit, and then choose to run the check. It will start checking for plagiarism, and then it will subsequently tell you which parts need editing and which parts look like they have been plagiarized. Okay, lastly, I would want to give you this advice. Cite your original authors. Always, citing is extremely important. You can also cite the authors using Jenny.ai. They have referencing, they have some software to reference. You can use it to reference, and then you can change the reference style and add a reference list to the end. It can also be used using Jenny.ai, and then avoid direct copying either from the AI software itself or from the original source material. So avoid direct copying and always cite the original authors. Here are the sources. This is the video with the tips and the tutorial on how to use Jenny.ai and how to paraphrase using AI without getting detected. To Dr. Amina Yunus, you can check it if you want, inshallah. And this is the website of the Jenny.ai. And here's the website I used to get the icons you saw throughout this presentation from. Thank you everyone for listening. I hope the presentation was clear. If you have any questions or if you want to add any comments, maybe you have more experience and you want to share it with us, please feel free to do so.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed. It was very clear and informative.
Thank you, Dr. Khalid. I see that Dr. Omar Bakri has raised their hand, so maybe they have a question. Dr. Omar, please, if you have a question, feel free to open your mic and ask. Thank you.
Hello, Doctor. Thank you so much for the very good presentation and very interesting and needed topic, to be honest. Thank you so much. Well, I want to add something, and also I want to ask about another thing. I want to add that ChatGPT could be used as a slide bar, also science space, and they are really good when you are reading other papers if you are writing your literature, because it helps you sometimes summarize what's in the paper, and sometimes it can do the searching for you. For an example, if you open a paper or a study, you can just write what type of paper is this, and it tells you, or you can ask, does this paper contain the specific information? And by AI, it can tell you. So that's actually very helpful when using AI. The question I want to ask, for plagiarism, if I want, or also AI detection, do I use the Jenny AI to detect the plagiarism, or is it better to use another detector?
Thank you, Dr. Omar, for your addition. Thank you very much. Yes, you can use ChatGPT, you can use any other AI tools. There are a lot of them. Some are free, some are paid, as Dr. Hibatallah and Dr. Abeer discussed just now. Yes, you can use any plagiarism website you want. I was just mentioning and just notifying everyone that Jenny.ai also has the same function, but you can use any website that you think is credible and works well. Thank you very much for your addition, and I hope I answered your question. Okay. Does anyone else have any question? Okay, everyone, thank you for sticking by for the presentations that have gone so far. We've had 3 presentations that were amazing. Now we will be moving on to our next presentation, which is by Dr. Rania Siddig. She's going to talk about how to submit a manuscript to the New England Journal of Medicine, and she's going to give us some information about it. I will be sharing my screen shortly. Please stick around for more informative presentations, inshallah.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Rania Siddig. Today we will talk about the New England Journal of Medicine. The screen.
Can you see the screen, Dr. Rania and everyone?
No, it's not clear to me.
I can see it.
Yes, we can see it.
Can see it? Okay.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay.
Can you
The
see it now,
new
Dr. Rania?
no, I didn't see it, but I see it now. Okay.
Okay.
The New England Journal of Medicine is recognized as a world-leading medical journal and website, published continuously for over 200 years. Delivered high-quality, peer-reviewed research and interactive clinical content to physicians, educators, researchers, and global medical community. NEJM is the most widely read, cited, and influential general medical periodical in the world. More than a million people for nearly every country read and print from this paper. With a 2023 Journal Impact Factor, NEJM is a top-ranked global multi-specialty journal in the general medicine category. NEJM makes research of immediate importance to global health freely accessible upon publishing at NEJM organ. NEJM also partners with the Research for Life in their Access to Research in Health program to grant immediate free access to NEJM organ to low-income countries. Also, additional option for free access to published content. With the creation of a free NEJM account, reader can access their choice of and to subscriber-only articles, each calendar month, and articles coordination with medical meeting. Now we'll talk about the service and product that is NEJM included. First, personal subscription. Take advantage of digital access to all NEJM content for 1 year. 48 print issue. Free access to all NEJM weekly continuous medical education activities. 50 free views into the NEJM archive. They have a special discount for available. They have a special discount are available for medical resident and student. Free NEJM organ account, free weekly table of content, email alert, and other specialty updates. Your free NEJM account also enable you to sign up for valuable weekly and monthly email alert that is keep you current in your field. Side licenses for hospitals, academic institution, government, and corporate entities. Free access for many low-income countries. Provide full text access to NEJM in low-income countries where resources are limited via GeoID. Also, free or low-cost full text access is also available through partnership with Research for Life access. They also have continuing medical education. Personal subscribes receive full access to collection of more than 300 NEJM weekly continuous medical education activities and interactive medical cases. Also, they have mobile apps, NEJM Image Challenge, allow you to test your diagnostic skills, randomly selected for hundreds of clinical photos published by NEJM. Also, they have NEJM Career Center, allow you to search current, permanent, and locum job opportunity by specialty, position type, and or location. Let's go to talk about submission to NEJM. Use highly rigorous editorial, bear, and statistical review process to evaluate manuscripts for scientific accuracy, novelty, and importance. They have electronic submission is new secure system for authors on their website. It's possible for almost all type of manuscript. But image in clinical medicine subscription must still by mail because the quality of the photo. I will talk about electronic submission. Step 1, acquaint yourself with NEJM editorial policies, article type, option for pre-submission inquiries and rapid review, statistical reporting guidelines, and key journal style elements. Step 2, prepare material for submission, including cover letter, main text, tables, figures, supplementary appendix, clinical trial protocol, and statistical analysis plan. Step 3, submission your manuscript to the NEJM online submission system by clicking on the red button at the top left-hand side of this page. Submission, revision, and tracking of all manuscript and related material is managed through the NEJM online submission system. Review separate structure if submitting either a letter to editor, image, or video in clinical medicine. Why NEJM? Benefit for highest standard in medical publishing, have an impact on global medical community, ensure worldwide read and visibility for your work, influence patient care and medical practice. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rania, for your presentation. It was very concise and clear. Please, everyone, if you're going to publish, make sure, regardless of the journal you want to publish in, check the instruction for the authors or the author centers, and check the specific regulations and policies of each journal. Please, if you have any comments or any questions for Dr. Rania, feel free to ask her. Again, thank you, Dr. Rania, for your presentation. Okay, everyone, since there are no questions coming forward, I just want to say that we have our last presentation with Dr. Sahar Tageldin. She's going to talk to us about how to create a short story video using AI online. Dr. Sahar,
Assalamu
Joy.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello, Dr. Nadir. Hello, all fellows. My name is Sahar Tageldin. I graduated from Sudan International University. Dr. Amna, can you make me a host?
Actually, I tried, but I was not able to.
You can share
your.
You can go ahead, share your screen. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, can you hear my voice and see my screen?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, and your screen is clearly.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to give you an introduction before we go through the practical steps. This presentation focuses on how to create compelling short story video online using Vid.io, an intuitive video editing platform enhanced with AI tools. It outlines a step-by-step guide to leverage Vid features from uploading media to utilizing AI capabilities like text-to-speech, auto subtitles, and AI generating visuals. AI is a very wide subject, and there are hundreds of applications and websites on how to create a short story video. But to make it easy and simple, I will talk about Vid.io. Let's go through practical steps on how to create short story video online using Vid, AI Vid. Step 1, sign up or log in. Visit vid.io and then create an account if you don't already have one, or log in if you are a returning user. Step 2, start a new project. After logging, click on create new project or get started. Choose the video editor from the available options. Step 3, upload your media. Upload your video clips. You can either upload pre-recorded clips or use AI and images and text. You can also upload images or add text that reflects sense of the story. Step 4, arrange your clips. Drag and drop the clips, images, and text onto the timeline to arrange them in the order that fit your short story. You can turn or split clip by clicking on them and dragging the end to adjust the duration, and then add a transition between clips to make your video smooth and professional. Step 5, add audio and voiceover. Add music, go to the audio tab on the left, and you can either upload your own music or choose from Vid, a royalty-free audio library. Voiceover, if you are narrating the story, click on the microphone icon in the toolbar and use the record button to record voiceover. For your video, alternatively, you can upload your pre-recorded voiceover. Or you simply use AI feature in Feed itself. Explore AI features. Use the text-to-speech tool from the toolbar. Click on subtitle and choose auto subtitle to enable the AI transcription. Check out the AI image generation features if available to create visuals. Explore the music section for AI generating track. Use the enhancement tab for AI-driven video enhancement. Okay, now let's practice. Okay, visit vid.io. Okay. I already created an account on vid.io by my email. If you don't have account, you can sign up or log in, and then create a new project. Okay, I have two options. I choose start with AI. For example, create a new video. I choose this topic, a motivational video for usually aspirant. Okay. Simply, processes take less than 1 minute. Okay, this video.
Every late night spent studying, every practice question you tackle, brings you one step closer to your dream. Remember, the USMLE isn't just a test. It's a gateway to your future as a physician. Embrace the struggle. Each challenge sharpens your skills and builds your resilience. When you feel overwhelmed, take a deep breath and remind yourself why you started this journey. Visualize your success, not just for yourself, but for the patients who will rely on your expertise. Stay focused, stay motivated, and know that every effort counts. You got this.
Okay, there are a lot of features in the application. I can't explore them in one session, but there are many resources like YouTube videos and guidance of how to deal with the app. Let's see video or on YouTube.
Generate videos directly from ChatGPT. So you might have seen that ChatGPT released GPTs, which allows people to integrate their product into the tool for a more streamlined AI experience. And thanks to our amazing team at Veed, we're happy to present you Video GPT by Veed. How it works is you simply describe to the tool in text what video you would like to make, and Video GPT will do the rest, as it will automatically generate a fully edited video for you, completely based on your prompts. And what's really cool is that it even comes with a fully fledged video editor, in which you're able to tweak every single element you see in your AI-generated video to further make it to your liking. Hey everyone, my name is Tim, and today I'm going to show you how you can turn text to video in seconds using Video GPT. To get started, you can head over to v.io/videogpt or click on the first link in the description. Oh, and in order to use GPTs, make sure you have a Plus account on the website. So I've got my video GPT opened and I'm ready to describe the video that I want to make. To get started, we're gonna click on the button that says let's create a video. As you can see, it instantly starts interacting and it asks me to share what the theme or topic is for the video. Now you can put any video idea down that you want to generate. You can think of a history video about the Eiffel Tower, or an onboarding video for business employees, or how about a skateboard tutorial how to do an ollie. In short, feel free to get creative. In my case, I'm gonna make a beginner's guide to meditation video, so I'm gonna simply type it out and submit it. As a response, I see that Video GPT likes my idea and it dives a little bit deeper into the specifics of this video, such as what the target audience, key points and visuals would be. So what I do is simply answer the questions and give it the directions it needs to craft the video I have in mind with precision. Next, it gives me a nice concept outline of my video that's about to be generated based on all the input I gave it. Just know you can always ask to change, add or remove specifics by expressing it to the tool. However, if it aligns with your vision, you can type and submit the word continue, which will initiate the process of generating your video. And that's it. After just a simple text conversation, Video GPT generated a fully edited video for me. Now, when I click on the video, it opens as an editable video project from Veed, in which I can watch my AI-generated video.
Ourselves can be a challenge, but meditation is here to help. Start by finding a quiet place, get comfortable, and take a deep breath.
From here, I can choose to instantly export the video, or, and that's what I'm gonna do, make a few tweaks in this editor. For instance, I just want to replace this clip it assembled for me. Very easy, I just simply right-click on the titles and much more. As you see, this editor makes it very convenient to take your AI-generated video to the next level before exporting it to done in the right top corner, so you can easily download and share the video for the world to see. So Video GPT is out now. You can try it out for yourself if you have a Plus account on ChatGPT. I highly recommend it. Again, if you want to try it out, click on the first link in the description. For now, thank you so much for watching. Good luck and see you next time.
Okay, that's all. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Sahar, for your informative presentation. It was very clear, and the demonstration and the YouTube video was an amazing addition. Thank you very much. Please, if everyone has any comments, if you want to add something, or if you have a question, feel free to ask. Okay, it looks like there are no questions so far. So I think this masks. Doctor, can you exit the share screen? I think this marks the end of our presentation. It was a very enjoyable journey with all of you. We had our first presentation, Hospital Medicine, with Dr. Khalid. That was very informative. We had some amazing tips by Dr. Hibatallah and Dr. Abeer on how to write a paper in a weekend using AI. And then I talked a bit about how to paraphrase ethically using AI. Dr. Rania as well gave us some great insight into how to submit to the New England Journal of Medicine. And she talked to us about a lot of its great features and some very practical tips on how, where to go looking for information and how to submit and what to put in mind when submitting. Later on, we had the amazing presentation by Dr. Sahar, in which she gave us a tutorial and introduction about how to use Veed.io to make videos and to edit videos as well. That marks the end of our presentation. I would like to thank Dr. Samira Mohamed. She is one of the team members, but unfortunately she was not able to join today for moderating the team. I'd like to give her a huge thanks for the background work she was doing, and I'd like to thank everyone who participated in the presenters and the viewers as well. We can move on now to the project update if no one has any questions regarding the previous presentation, and I'll give the mic to Dr. Nadir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, all of the presenters. Thank you so much, Dr. Amna, for moderating. Any updates? Any new ideas or any questions regarding the program itself? If none, then again, I'd like to thank all of you, all who joined, and anyone who will come later. Thank you so much in advance, and I wish you all the best. Have a good day and have a good night wherever you are. See you next week. Thank you. Go ahead.
Sorry for interruption, Dr. Nader. I see that Dr. Omar Bakri has raised his hand. Maybe he has a question or he wants to say.
Go ahead. Sure.
Hello, Dr. Nader. Thank you so much. I want to ask about the project number 71 and project 98. They have the same topic title, perspectives of the telemedicine, the perspectives of the caregiver and patients on telemedicine. They are two projects.
A mistake.
Oh, okay.
It's a mistake.
Okay, so I should add the members of 98 to the 71. Okay.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Any other questions or? Once more, thank you so much, all of you. And these were excellent presentations. I really enjoyed it. And thank you so much for the hard work and your great effort. Thank you so much for hosting the meeting. We'll see you next week, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. See you next week.
Bye. Alaikum assalam. Thank you, Dr. Nader.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you again.